Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. We are looking ahead to today's slate for Monday, the 31st of March. Hopefully, you guys all been having a pretty good week and had a pretty good weekend as well. If you guys do like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate it. And also hit that subscribe for more NBA Fanduel lineup advice video. So, yeah, we're back at it here today. Looks like we have a half decent slate, some pretty good games. Lock in early on. We are doing $30 for the rest of the season. That includes obviously the rest of the season and then the first two rounds of the playoffs for you guys. So about 2 months for only about $30 instead of $25 per month. So if you guys want to get in on that, like I said, there's not a ton of time left, but still, um, we're still making money, still doing pretty good. So we're gonna go get back at it. So like I said, if you guys are interested in premium at all, definitely let us know. We also are doing MLB as well. I don't know if you guys have been checking our Twitter, but we've been posting a little bit of our winnings over there on baseball early in the season. So if you guys want to come join us, let us know for baseball as well. If you guys want some advice or maybe a free lineup or something, we're still doing that. If you guys want that, hit us up on Twitter, and we'll get you guys all set up. So let's get into it here. I didn't do a ton of research, don't have a ton of time, so I'm kind of fresh into this like you guys are. I did look at the injuries a little bit, so that's mostly all that I've looked at so far. So Miami and Washington leads us off today with a 216 and an 8.5 here by the Heat. So just going to pull up the lineup because, like I said, everyone's lineups are a little crazy right now. So here's the expected lineup: Hero, Burks, Larson, Bam, and Ware. And then we got Carrington, Poole, Johnson, Champagny, and Sarr. So going to be an interesting one. I don't know how much I really want. I think if you're playing like cash, I think Bam and Tyler are okay. Like I think they're going to get their points more Tyler than Bam, but I am worried about the blowout potential. As we know, we kind of saw what happened last night with Houston when they blew them out and just didn't really play their guys much. And then you got Larson. Like I said, he'll probably be very popular. Had 30 minutes, 14, 6, 4, 2, and 4 steals. Besides the blocks and steals, he's still got you about 24 fantasy points. So he's still a good play at 3,900, especially against a crappy Washington team. Expect his popularity to be relatively high. Other guys you can look at is like Ware's not a bad spot here, but like I said, if they start getting up early, I'm gonna take his minutes away. So I like him at 63, but it's just like I said, if it's a blowout, may not be in play a ton. So overall, I don't have a lot. Don't really have anyone from Washington. So Larson's really the main dude. Like I said, maybe Bam and Tyler are okay in one-offs, but that's mostly all that we're looking at in that game since it's a pretty low total there and not the greatest matchup for Washington. Next game we have is Sacramento and the Indiana Pacers. We have 233 and a 5.5. So this one here should obviously be a lot better game with that 233 total. Let's go find it real quick for you. I just like looking at the lineups. Anything different? Carter's out. So we have Ellis, Levine. Okay, so this is just going to be standard. Matherin looks like he's going to be out. For the most part, it's just a standard straight up. So Halberton, Aaron, and Nembard, both those guys are in play for me. Sabonis has came down at 9,200. I think he's worth a look. I don't know if he's a must play because like, he's just kind of all over the place right now. But we know what this guy's potential is. So I think he's worth a look. If you want to go a little bit cheaper with Siakam, that can get you 35-40. I think he's a little bit more solid cash game, but he has been struggling the last couple. But I think this should be a little bit more of a better game for him. So, guys like Turner, like I said, I think these guys are all solid cash game plays. Do I need them all in tournaments? No. Will I have one or two? Probably. But like I said, they're all priced about where they should be. Ellis really sucked. My goodness, they should. Like I said, they're priced where they should be. Everybody's healthy, so it's high total, but everyone's healthy, priced correctly. So one or two, and then you can move on to something else. Utah and Charlotte, two teams that are not tanking. By the way, we have a 219.5 and a 1.5. For once, Charlotte is favored, which is bizarre to me. Okay, so we have Sexton is questionable. Damian Bow. Let's see what's going on with him because this is could be interesting. Um, okay, so he hasn't played in a long time. I don't know if he's in G League or whatever, but um, so it looks like Mark Williams is going to be out. He's going to rest here. So Moses Diabate, Dursov Nurk, both those guys are going to come into play and will probably be relatively popular. Nurk's still not playing a ton of minutes, but as we know, he can pop off at any moment. So he's more of a GPP play. And I think Diabate could be more of your cash game play. if he gets to start, that would be nice, but I don't think he will here. I still think he's going to get you 23, 24, but I think there could be other options out there. With Walker Kessler and John Collins out, Oscar Tieshwabi, I think is his name. I think he got the start or he played some minutes. So keep an eye on him. He had 21.5, 7 points, 10 rebounds. So another guy to keep like I said, keep an eye on and could be worth a play. So I'd rather play him if he gets more playing time than those guys. Flufowski, another guy to look at 6,000, especially with everybody being hurt. One of their main guys that that have been helping him out. Collins out, Marketing out. So there's that for you. So I don't mind this game. It is a back to back for Bridges, but I think he definitely could pop here. Nick Smith could be another guy that could have a half decent game. Was all right yesterday. KJ Simpson. So I expect these guys to be relatively popular here once again. With Williams being out, maybe Saladon. I don't know how to say his name. Maybe he comes into play a little more with the usage rate at 4,200. Maybe he'd probably be the better option. So a couple plays for sure. Over there for Utah and a couple for Charlotte. So I expect that one to be relatively chalky, though. All right, moving on, the Clippers and Orlando. I think it's a back-to-back, I think, for the Clippers. 210 and 2.5. So this is one of the other kind of games. Yeah, I think it's a back-to-back, right? Because Kawhi, yeah. Okay, so Kawhi was out yesterday, so he's in today. So Kawhi could be worth a look here against Orlando, but I just don't think he's needed at 91. Kind of like with a lot of these guys. Both these teams are some of the best defenses in the league. We know that. So I don't know. I mean, Wagner, Leonard, Harden, Paulo, I think they're going to have low ownership. Maybe put them in GPPs, but cash games probably not going to touch them with that low total. Best defenses in the league. Just nothing too crazy for me. All right, moving on to Boston and Memphis. A little bit better. 236 and a 5.5. Jaylen Brown is questionable. Besides that, I think everybody else is healthy on both sides. Yeah, Morant and Jackson are back. Bane's back as well. So I think this one should be a half decent game here. Like I said, depending on what's going on with Brown. If Brown's out, it's going to help out maybe Pritchard might get a little extra. Sam Hauser maybe as well. Um, but we'll see. Like I said, it's supposed to be a close one. Uh, if anything, maybe getting a couple more Boston guys, Tatum, maybe Porzingis, especially Porzingis, maybe Al Horford inside because, Memphis still struggles inside. So I would rather favor the Boston side, especially what's going on with Brown. But, John Morant, Jackson could be okay as well if you want to go that way. But Boston, like I said, still good defense. I know Memphis is good as well. Fast break. That's why, like I said, don't mind like Tatum, Porzingis, and Al Horford inside. Besides that, nothing too crazy. Just kind of pick the normals in that one, like kind of like the Sacramento game. If everyone's healthy, they're all priced where they're supposed to be. Chicago and Oklahoma City. So this is where it could get interesting. We have a 15.5, so that tells me these guys may play or one of them will play. 238 total in this one. And who are we talking about? Well, we are talking about the big guys down low. Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. Like I said, we have a 15 spread. I expect one of them to play. I would think it to be a little bit lower than a 15 if one of these guys, if they're both out. So if they're both out and Jalen Williams is questionable, my goodness. Yeah, if all three of those dudes are out, I don't think they will. But if they are, it's going to get very interesting. Carlson would have to come into play, but if they all play, I don't have any. Excuse me, I don't have any interest in Oklahoma City. If they all play, if they're both out, I might have a little bit of exposure to Vukovic, maybe a little bit inside without Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, um, and GPPs. But like I said, we'll have to keep an eye on it. If they're out, obvious guys, Jalen Williams, Shea Gilgeous, Dort, those guys are going to get extra usage. So keep an eye on this game. It is one of the later games at 5 o'clock, hour after lock. So that's the only thing on that one. But Chicago side, I really don't have anything on it. Maybe Giddey could be okay if he plays, but in a revenge game, but that's mostly it. Brooklyn and Dallas. The Dallas looks like maybe they're a little healthy. Looks like Gafford and Davis may play in this one or should. We have a 217 and 9.5. So that tells me that should be good to go. So I don't really want a ton in this game. I think Davis is fine at 10,000 against a crap Nets team. He's still playing limited minutes, so he's, it's hard for him to get that 10,000 there. And Washington, like I said, and I think Gafford's back as well. So they're healthy-ish over there now. So I don't have a ton of Dallas anymore. Um, yeah, likely to play, so he'll probably only play a couple minutes, but still, they're getting healthier. So I don't have really anyone in this game. Claxton maybe could be worth a look, but you got Davis down low, so I don't think you want a ton down there. Maybe Keon, but overall not a ton. But like I said, Cameron Johnson's out, so maybe Keon Johnson or Zaire Williams gets a little extra run. All right, Houston and the Lakers, our last game. We do have a back-to-back for Houston. They did blow out last night, so they didn't really play the fourth. I think this should be a good game. It just depends on what's going on with Houston. Hopefully, they don't come out flat because they were really looking good last night. If anything, like I said, Luke and LeBron for sure they're in play. I know Houston's good, but this should be a pretty dang good game. It's a 224, so I think it should be a little bit higher than that. But I personally might have a little bit more exposure to this game because I think it goes higher. I don't know. I'm just a little slightly worried about Houston, like I said, on a back to back, especially on the road. But if they keep it close, I like it. I do. So, same thing as I told you on the other ones. Everybody's kind of priced where they're supposed to be. Everyone's healthy. Pick and choose who you want. That's how it is with a couple of these. So, more of a normal-ish slate. Knock on wood as of now than other ones with all the crazy injuries until maybe the news report comes out and destroys everything. But as of now, we're doing okay. So, if you guys are interested, like I said, in premium, we have, sorry, we're not doing monthly anymore, just season pass for 30, but the first two rounds of the playoffs. And like I said, we have MLB DFS as well for you guys. That one's, DFS, MLB DFS is definitely tricky. You have to get the stacks right and all that kind of stuff and the weather concerns. So, like I said, check us out on our Twitter. We do have recent postings of our baseball the last couple of days of us winning. So if you guys are interested, hit us up. Also, if you just want to try out the free lineup before premium, we can do that as well. So, message us, hey, we'd love to try the free lineup, and we'll get you guys set up on that. So, once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.